It is what it is.
Yeah. So. Yesterday.
Dude, and I literally bare mint both cheeks in my face.
When you were wedging it into the corner.
I had to wedge it in the corner so heavy.
That's so...
It was insane. And then that guy came over and he's
like, you guys in the art world?
Oh my God, I got booty in my face. It was crazy.
We're not in the art world. We just like to buy dumb
No,
shit.
we go around the internet and he's like, oh, I'm in software. Not that kind. Not that
Wait,
kind
yeah,
of
you had that
internet.
big ass dog in your fucking...
How do you know that's what we were talking about?
Because I saw something, it looked like art. I saw like one of those like balloon animals. But
no, it's exactly
It's our dog bench. It's our dog bench. Hey, welcome back to Fuck It Mask Off.
It's us plus one today. And
we have a plus one.
We're really excited. So we're going to just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, introduce him. Our good friend, colleague, and potential lover, Christian Plourde, otherwise known as Sevryn. Everybody give a round of applause.
Yay!
We love you.
We love you. Oh!
Thanks for having me, guys. Probably the warmest welcome I've ever had.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
You're probably wondering how do we know that he has a horse cock. I've had the privilege of glancing upon
the steed.
Forementioned.
Platonically, though.
Yeah, platonically, no.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Accidentally. Nothing
sexual.
Not in the way that you would hope.
Or we would hope.
Maybe, no. Yeah, I just walked into a bathroom one time and he happened to be in the shower and I'm, holy shit.
Wait, what did you say again? Do you remember what you said?
I literally holy fuck, and I ran into the bedroom.
And she told me, I didn't even see it myself, but I think she
no,
said, I believe.
I remember what you said just because it's
go.
engraved in my brain. I was like sitting in the shower and Mitch was, or we'll cut that out. But I said,
no, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Mitch was taking a dump. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, one of my friends was, can we cuss on this? Am I good?
You can say anything you want.
One of my friends was taking a shit while I was taking a shower, just bro bonding.
Yeah, boys being boys.
And Bri walked in and I just remember the first thing she saw Mitch shitting and then she was like, that caught her off guard. And then she turned to her right. I'm taking a shower. You look down and you go, oh God, he's packing.
Holy fuck, that's actually sick.
And then you like sprinted out of the room.
No, she tiptoed back into the room. I think I was getting ready. And
I didn't tiptoe.
Big dick, holy big dick, big dick, big dick.
I literally jumped on the bed and fucking started screaming and rolling. It was so sick.
You guys are going to make me like the new Pete Davidson of the internet.
Between us and
probably good for you.
A lot of good things.
I love that.
Yeah.
If that was you gotta sit back.
And also you deserve it.
Thanks.
You really do.
If anybody deserves that kind of hype, it's you, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There's definitely I don't know if there's much better that can be said, but there's definitely worse that can be said.
Yeah. There's worse can be said. There's a lot of good that can be said.
That's top 10, top 5 for sure.
We're gonna get into the good, and we're gonna let the people know who you are, why you're here, and there's a lot to share.
But also, I think we're gonna start kind of like how we met, just for like background story too.
Yeah, please do.
So we met through friend of friends. I actually met your twin brother first. It was like a bunch of us were out to dinner.
Twins.
My twin and them.
Train. No, I met your twin brother first, and they were talking like a bunch about you and like hyping you up, whatever. And then I think I ended up meeting you like a week or two later, and you and your brother were like identical and so fucking annoying. Like neither of you ever shut up, and it's constant. And then I introduced you to Brianna, and then we were all just like a huge like little posse for a while.
We were a little family.
We were inseparable. Yeah. We were talking about that. Like we were together almost every day, but we just have like the same like sense of humor, I guess. We think the same dumb shit's funny, and like it's it's fam.
That's like on the last episode we were talking about like it's so hard to find our personality and our sense of humor, and like you have it like tenfold. Like we think we're funny and annoying. You are so annoying and funny.
So annoying and so funny.
I think that's what they don't understand when she says like I was being super annoying. Like a lot of people don't understand because my like how I am on the internet is like kind of different than how I'm in person. I'm much more like open. I actually like you can't go 2 sentences without me making like a sarcastic remark. And I think I was pissing them off every 2 sentences.
You can't say anything. Everything gets attacked. Everything gets dissected, and everything is the butt of a joke at that point.
So fun,
Nothing's like serious to me. I'm like always joking, and like the thing I love about you guys is you have my sense of humor. some people don't get that right away, or if they do, like you said, tenfold, but like you guys get it.
Yeah,
that's why we're like a little family, like making those jokes.
We found ours, and it was so much fun. We were like in we were just living house. It was when we were like living in a bunch of different Airbnbs and shit. And they would all come like watch our dogs, and where would we? I don't even know where we would go.
I don't know where you guys.
Where would we go?
We went back home or something.
Michigan, maybe.
We went back to Michigan. I don't know, but we would get a bunch of videos of them like cooking dinner, and like our dogs are at the dinner table with them, and they're like
so
whatever.
Nice.
The fuck.
And we'd come home. We were all together.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Sweet. But that's a backstory. So we're just best friends, and that's why we figured you'd be a good first guest, because we can actually kind of have candid, open conversations and feel comfortable about it, because the chemistry is undeniable.
Candid conversation.
I'm honored, honestly. Like, first guess, can I tell them how I got here?
Yeah.
They posted on their story like they were doing a podcast, and I was like super excited, and I swiped up. I was like, when am I coming on? They're like, wait, you want to be the first guest next week? And I was
that was like 2 days ago too.
yeah.
Because we've just been knocking them out, and we were like, that's absolutely perfect. So
yeah, we did. And before you said that, we were like, dude, Christian would be perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
meant to be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Love it. So.
Meant to be. Yeah. So now we want to know about you.
Yeah.
And like you said, how the internet is like, everyone's a little bit different on the internet. Some people are, super comfortable, whatever, but it's hard to fully like be yourself or give a full like betrayal of who you are. Is that the right word? Betrayal?
Portrayal. Portrayal is insane. A portrayal.
I'm always
just betraying myself like every day.
I'm always doing that shit on this podcast. Everyone's gonna think I'm stupid.
Yeah. She keeps saying, the phrase that goes, and what have you. But she keeps saying
Shakespeare or something? And what have you?
No. But she keeps going,
what you have it.
She keeps going, what you have it, instead of what have you. And she's done it like 3 times already, and like different.
You should make that your thing. Like, so when people are like so confused, you're like,
what you have
going.
It.
Yeah, I can't stop. So whatever. Anyways, let people know who you really are, where you came from. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I don't even remember like your full backstory. So
if you want to start from the top and take it down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, my name's Christian Plourde. They gave me a different middle name, but everybody knows me as Sevryn online because that's like my musical alias. So how I got the name, which a lot of people don't know, my great-grandfather's name is Sevryn, but he spelled it differently. Yeah, so my parents were gonna like name me that at birth, and then my dad he's obviously religious, and he thought of Christian, told my mom loved it. So that's where Sevryn comes from. But when I got into like entertainment and stuff, I switched my name. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I make music, I write songs. Sometimes I'm on the internet, right? But
Internet guy.
My background in music would come from my father, who was a touring musician himself. You know what I mean? Big rock musician, professional guitarist, touring, like I said. So I've been around music since I was like, literally, I could tap. Mm-hmm. And so his mother, my grandmother, was a professional pianist too, classical.
Oh, so sick.
So music is just like...
It's in your blood, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was like young, I used to get detentions in middle school for like pen tapping. And then I was like that one white kid that could awkwardly freestyle at the lunch table.
I was actually going to bring this up when we first were introducing you, because I think I've told you this. I've never in my life seen anybody...
12 times.
Okay, I talk about it a lot of
No, this is another thing. Gina, at least once a day, will say, I don't know if I've ever said this before. And then she says something that she has said that like same day 6 times.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's like...
Keep that going.
It's so annoying. But I will say I've never in my life heard anybody be able to freestyle like you can. Like they would flip on an instrumental track or whatever, and it was not a beat was skipped. Like it was like flawless flow with rhymes that like I couldn't even think of if I like had a pen and paper and wrote it down. Like it is a talent that is...
How have I never heard that?
You've never heard it?
Insane.
No.
Maybe later we'll make you do it because it'll be funny.
Kind of a cool little party trick. I mean, I started doing it when I was younger. Like just guy stuff, middle school, like everybody thinks they can freestyle. It's just kind of a cool thing. And, in middle school, we were doing it at the table and I just happened to make a few things rhyme. And I think I had that, like, that circadian rhythm. Yeah. Or circadian rhythm's your actual, never mind, that's science for like your sleep. That's your internal clock.
I was like, yeah.
Circadian rhythm's your...
I was on board.
that's your internal clock. I'm talking about like an internal metronome, like that.
Yeah, okay.
So I have this like metronome in my head that allows me to stay like on beat. And my dad's the same way. Like he can hear a song and then know how to play it just from hearing it. So I think listening to like Lil Wayne and them growing up, it was like one of those things where I just tried it and I was like, effortlessly good at, I guess.
Yeah.
Like humbly. I don't want to say that in like a weird way.
No, say it unhumbly.
Yeah.
Because that's so crazy.
Yeah.
You're just insane. Like, born. Nope, that's not.
Well, it's like a lot of people don't know that because I don't post it on the internet. And a lot of them don't know that. Like I grew up playing the drums. Another thing that I just picked up and I could play. And I remember I was probably like 5 or 6 years old and I started keeping up with some of my dad's band members. My dad was like, wait, there might be something here.
Mm.
So I kept that up. I wish I was a bit better at guitar. I know basic. I'm teaching myself piano as well, but songwriting is like effortless.
Yeah.
So I'll like freestyle stuff and that's where that comes. I'll show them eventually.
I've been dying to get on the drums, man.
We've been talking about that recently.
Just instruments. We wanna. There's like in Tennessee by our farm. There's a little shop and this lady like teaches piano.
And voice lessons, I think, too.
And like we gotta get in.
We want to get in there. We
gotta learn.
Yeah, because the piano thing.
You guys should play. I have like one of the little, what is it, like the little techno sets at my house. You know what I mean? It's a smaller, it's not an acoustic set. You guys should try.
Drums?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was in my studio where I got like the box that I had for you of clothes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like right in there.
Is
like
it one of the bedrooms in your house?
The second one is my studio, like on the floor next to the kitchen. Yeah. So there's like a piano.
We gotta get in there. We gotta rip the skins.
That's what I'm saying. I want the skin.
Why do I feel like you guys would like after 30 minutes be like decent?
We would be really good. No, we'd be really
Simply
bad.
not true.
Simply not true. Yeah. Thanks though.
It's just confidence, honestly. You step in there, like you hear something you like, you try it out.
No, it's my left and right hand just cannot
match
possibly.
Up. And I have that tendonitis, so.
Yeah, she's been wearing a wrist guard at the gym.
That's heavy.
It's one of those people.
Humiliating.
I just see like Bri under the bench, just like.
But it's like one of the short, like it's like
the short, ugly
like
Velcro
ones.
Like Bradley Martin just like tanking, like taking 225 for a spin.
I would.
He would.
Man.
Yeah, he probably takes like 405 for a spin. But I want to see you get under there and just
really crank some out.
We have the 10-pound dumbbells. With
yeah.
Just put like a headband on and be like one of those like Zumba instructors that just.
We almost wore a headband with our outfits today.
Wait, yeah. Can we like look at them real quick?
Huh?
Look at the Italian stallions.
The Italian.
So these were our Halloween costumes that we didn't get to wear. It's Paul. She's Polly and I'm Vinny, and she had like the DJ headset.
I got a whole thing. I
had a chest tat.
Yeah, a custom temporary tattoo of Vinny's like chest piece. It says "Let Go, Let God," and I had someone like completely remake it.
I'm pretty pissed off.
I got like giant like diamond stud earrings for the both of us. The sweatbands. Like I had Italian flag headphones, like a rosary.
We should have.
And then we will. And then I made thongs to stick out of the tracksuits that have our rhinestone like Polly and Vinny on them. Like I went the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And we didn't get to wear it yet. Now I just spoiled it for everyone. But one day we're gonna show up like out of nowhere in these outfits. I wanted to do it to Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house, which still might be fun.
That's a good idea.
And we had the fucking
and it's like
tails of the, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
These are heat though. You guys look like boxers right now. Like
I feel like
they got out the car and I was like, dang, they're gonna start like throwing combos at me. I'm gonna have to start dodging.
Both hawked loogies we got. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? You know, like, first thing.
Yeah,
with the elbow touch.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, off on it. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, my family's Italian, of course. Yeah. But they grab it, it's like, nice to see you.
Yeah. We've been doing that. We did that the other day at the bar to somebody. I forgot who, like a dead ass handshake.
I did it to someone he did not understand. And I had to do it 3 times, like to get him to like, no, this.
No.
They're like hitting on you. They're like coming up to you like, hi, like nice to meet you. Like, what's going on, brother? Like,
that's
like grab his forearm.
Someone told me I have a really like strong handshake the other day, and I was like, yeah, because I'm not fucking around.
Yeah.
She does.
Because I mean it too. I'm not gonna have that wimpy ass handshake.
The dead fish. Where you shake someone's hand, it's just like limp.
Yeah.
Limp as shit.
That pussy shit.
Yeah, get out of here. I don't even take you serious now.
Oh, when did you move here?
That's actually like.
Holy fuck! I thought something serious happened. Oh yeah, no.
Breaking news.
Because we go off and then you gotta go back in. But no, we did. Okay, so we want to know like what made you move here? When did you move here?
This is her interview. Did you see how she switched?
Yeah.
And she went, and you get a little voice.
But no, but for real, like we do. All jokes aside, like we want to know you better. All jokes aside, I'm just being a dickhead right now.
You guys would be really good like talk show hosts.
Really, thank you, dude. You
way.
should, when the interview about like Tony and whatever, like I did pretty fucking good.
Grills me, yeah.
Because I had to like guide the conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I'm up there. I'm not really
also, we were drinking for it.
We stopped drinking, which is something you'll appreciate on the podcast.
Wow.
The first episode, just got
You
blasted.
guys were hammered for your first episode?
Yeah.
And then we had to re-record it.
And then we got drunk again.
And that was
Bad.
also a blur. I mean, it went well, but
You guys are living and learning. I love it.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
because we don't need it. But it was a nice thing to like take the edge off. But then when you don't remember, like it just
I'm halfway through a sentence and
you're so like aloof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Sucks.
I mean?
Oh, I don't because I don't drink, but
No,
we're gonna get to that later.
No, when I asked what aloof. Okay, sorry.
Okay, where, why, when did you come here?
Yeah, the who, the what, the where, the when, the why.
actually, like I think 2 or 3 weeks ago marks 3 years here today.
Wow.
So I've been here for 3 years, which is funny. I moved here when I was 19. I was in college and I broke my foot playing basketball. And I was like, there's got to be more than just an athlete with a dream.
Where'd you go to school?
Bryant University. Went there for a semester. And then I transferred home because I was on crutches to Endicott College.
Wait a second.
What?
Run that back.
What?
Say that again.
I went to.
Oh, they said Endicott. I'm sorry.
Are you fucking? Can he just
Get the cock out of your brain, Bri.
Can we just hear his story, or do you have to cut in?
All right, you know what?
That's what I'm saying. Take the top off. All right, everyone's doing
We're
it.
getting serious.
No, I'm just kidding. I know. I have to pop a shoulder because I'm
Toss it.
fucking
Fuck
Put this
it.
on the table?
Yeah, put
You
it
can
on
do
the
whatever. Yeah.
Cool,
There's no
cool.
rules here.
All right. So, so I transferred after a semester because I had a broken foot, and then quarantine hit. And I remember the one thing that I had these like girls in my dorm when I was at Bryant. Not like that. No. And they'd come up to me and they said, "You look like a TikToker." And I said, "What is a TikToker?" And so I didn't know what TikTok was. I had found out that it was like that Musical.ly thing, but I didn't know too much about it. And then so I was like, you know what? I'll download it. I posted like my first video and it got 3,000 views, I think. And that was like enough for me to like try again. And so eventually I just kept posting and they kept doing well. And I got like 10,000 followers and that turned to like 50, 100. And then I got up to like 500,000. And so when my foot healed, I just went back to what I knew, like posting basketball videos. And I was that like slow motion kid, if anybody remembers it, just posting like the slow motion dribble videos. I don't know if you guys ever saw it.
I don't think I've ever seen them, dude.
Yeah, so I was sitting at like 500K on TikTok, and I posted this video of me dribbling shirtless in slow motion.
Hell yeah.
And it got 12 million views, and I was like, and went up to like, I gained like 100,000 followers that night.
Holy shit.
And then I was like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow too. And it got 10 million views, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. 25 million views.
Oh my God.
It's such like a stupid like thing.
So
and it's
crazy.
like you doing basic skills.
Yeah, and it became like a niche for me. And I just remember I went from 500K to 1 million that week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so like my first like 6-7 months on TikTok, I got 1 million followers.
That's
Dude,
wild.
you hit the jackpot. That's what people don't get. Like you find what sticks and
Your
you do
niche.
that
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How do we not know that?
So I got in
never
this
knew
like habit of posting these, and then I got a manager obviously because people want to monetize that content, and as a 19-year-old kid not really knowing much about it, which led me to my first manager. He started a content house. I moved out there, became like a brother to a bunch of the girls living there, and I moved here, and then I got a house with my friends, and from there I've just moved.
Wow.
Yeah, now I live with my twin brother and my 2 friends from high school, which is crazy to have them all
I
here.
forgot they moved here.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I'm glad they're with you now. And your brother, you guys are identical, but like, it's just funny how like when you know one twin, like I could tell you guys apart no matter like, the two of you together, and I was like, no, Christian.
Yeah. A lot of people, I'm sure when you guys first met us, they're like so identical. You guys can't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell you guys apart in the beginning.
Yeah, but eventually I think once you know us for a couple months, you're like, you guys look nothing alike.
No.
Like you could effortlessly tell us apart.
I can like picture his face right now and picture that it's not your face.
Yeah. See? There it is. Well, that's how I'm here though.
People fucking get us confused all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I
we
mean?
do.
We do it.
You guys get like people asking if you're sisters a lot?
Someone did ask us that. Remember?
Because there's sisters that don't necessarily like look alike, but you guys have that like personality of like a twin flame. You know what I mean? So like people could see that you're like.
No, I forgot where we were.
Look at her smile when I said that. She was just like.
She looked at me and she was like.
Yeah.
Gina's just like, fuck off, let me finish. And she's like,
oh, that was sweet.
Yeah, because
we might as well be at this point.
We are. I did have a question about the music though, like your own music, because you kind of talked about like how you became musically, but like your music specifically, like what where do you find inspo for it? Like how does it come out of you?
Yeah, take us through the process.
Yeah, I think to nobody's surprise, I mean, they could see it. I grew up a Justin Bieber fan, which was like funny. A lot of guys got like hated on it, like for being a Bieber fan when they're younger.
Fucked up, dude.
I never did.
Yeah.
Like I was just, God willing, I was always popular in school. I never got bullied. I was friends with the people who got bullied and the bullies.
Yeah.
So I could like bridge the gap between those people and, just making Bieber like cool for like guys at that time was like cool to me. And like he did a lot for me seeing like, he obviously got a lot of hate growing up. And, when I got into like sports and stuff, I started to relate to that with the competitive nature. And so I just always listened to him. And then that had like an influence on my style and like wanting to entertain. But my musical inspiration came from like the 2000s rap scene, like obviously freestyling and stuff. And then obviously I have my dad who's in like heavy rock. So there's like nowhere in the middle there. You know what I mean? It's like thug rap, and then like classic rock.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the middle? And for me, that's where I found like that melodic hip hop. And I know I released a song that's more like rock based, but the new stuff that I'm going with is all like acoustic pop. It's more pop. It's, there's a little bit of rap in there. So it's like, it feels more of me. And I don't feel like I've taken inspiration from anyone directly. Like I have people that got me into entertainment, like my dad, like Justin Bieber, like Lil Wayne, that I took inspiration from. But I took more inspiration from them as humans, how they carry themselves, confidence. And for me, like, I want to be the first Sevryn. I don't want to be someone else.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, I want to be the first Sevryn. I don't want to look back and be like, yeah, I was influenced by these people, but I'm not doing what they did. Because there's carbon copies of everybody.
Yeah.
So I want to be like the first me and then inspire other people to do the same.
That was amazing.
Yeah, for real. Well, that was like one of our questions too, is like, how do you differentiate yourself in a area that's so saturated? But I feel like that answered that question pretty much.
Just authenticity.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, they'll bring in writers or different producers to like kind of like carry the heavy weight. And props to them. Like they're doing the music scene. Like there's so many different, legs that you can go out on. But for me, like I write everything myself. I'm working hands-on with the producers. Like my first album that I'm going to debut hopefully next year is like, I've already done the outline. A lot of the stuff's getting recorded. It's like, that's all me. Like I'm co-directing the videos, I've executively produced my own stuff. So I'm excited to put out my own artwork. It's like, that will separate me because it's my own stamp.
That's so
Nobody else's.
It's so sick. I wish we could do something like that. God, if we were musically inclined in any way,
there's zero.
I think we can sing. Like
you guys can. I've heard you guys sing.
Actually, are you serious?
I heard it when you guys got in the truck earlier. Like someone said something. I don't know which one of y'all it was, but someone was singing like a little, just a soft note, and it wasn't like falsetto. Because that'd be a little high, but it was.
It was me.
One of you guys has like a higher vocal range.
Me.
That's me. That's me.
It's me. Really?
Are you serious?
Really?
You think I can't go higher? Because I can't.
No, it could have been one of us.
It's
honestly,
me.
No, we sound really similar.
Yeah.
We do
honestly.
sound pretty much identical.
Maybe it was both of us, honestly.
And honestly, I knew it was good because you guys weren't singing like an empty bathroom or like a room with crazy acoustics.
Yes.
So like it was just an outdoor note. I was
that
like,
raw.
wait.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That raw.
Raw.
So crazy. She's like endcock,
Yeah.
horsecock,
tried.
raw. Yeah, just-
You know what her plans are later.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
It's a never ending just spin.
Yes, the last episode, she goes, God, we got to get laid. She's sitting in the scene.
Dry spell.
And she grabs
It's like
thing.
the camera's on like Gina and Bree's over here just.
I swear to God.
Honestly. That concludes. No.
And that concludes the music portion of the episode. Moving on to
Nice.
lifestyle.
No, we're being serious.
But seriously though.
So we know that you are sober, obviously,
Yeah.
but like a lot of people.
And also, are you like you're cool talking about your lifestyle being sober and
Of
stuff?
course, yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know.
I would love to. I want to like.
Yeah.
That'd be such a good thing to put out.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we don't know if everybody knows that, but he's a sober king over here, and that's like been forever.
Yeah, like sobriety wasn't something that I, had to, travel back into. It's something that I started with and I'm still with and forever will be with.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah. So it's like I don't want to discourage anybody with that too. Like if you are, dealing with substance abuse, or, you know, struggling with any form of addiction, that doesn't mean that you can't get sober
I feel
either.
like you really looked us in the eyes. When you
Hey, chill the fuck out, okay? We're working on it.
I'm like looking at them like,
And it's
If
okay
anyone
if you
needs help.
if anybody needs help. Honestly, yeah, like I do want to encourage people, like, I don't want to discourage them. It's like, oh, like you never started, so it's easier for you. Like, granted, yes, but I've seen so many people get sober, you know, seek that necessary help. Like, if I can provide any form of advice, it would be that the way that you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you wake up, you know, you make your bed, you hold yourself accountable, you're disciplined, you know, then by the time you're at the gym, you're working out harder, you're disciplined, you're eating well. And it's like you develop these healthy habits, and that will soon pour into, you know, whatever you're struggling with, whether it's mentally, you know, substances, if you're going through a hard time somewhere in your life. It's like once you kind of just pick that up, you know, put your faith in God, for me, you know what I mean? And then just, you know, carry that on with discipline. I think it'll pour into that part of your life where like you'll have no excuse but to just realize that like, hey, I'm bettering myself every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really very true. And good for fucking you, because as much as we have a fucking riot,
Yeah.
it sucks. Like, it sucks. And I didn't drink. I don't know if anybody knows. I didn't drink. I think I said on the first one, or do like really anything.
Yeah.
Like
Until like a couple months ago.
yeah, like until, and it's just a couple months ago, like till like February, and I like never ever drank. We would go places. I'd be the only sober one out of the group.
Always a driver.
Yeah, and it was cool. I didn't mind it at all. But that's because I knew I had that gene in me. You know, I had that fucking alcoholic gene in me, and so I'm like, I don't want to go there because I'm gonna be really good at it, and I am really good at it, and it sucks. But now we're taking.
We've regulated it way more.
We were like in trouble. Like we would go on like a 4 or 5 day bender, and then like day 6 I'm like shaking at night.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up. Like that's crazy.
But it wasn't in the way that like we were like fiending for it. It was just like
was it?
No, not like.
I
It's
specifically
probably
remember
like a social thing
no,
that you guys start with. You know, it's
I
it is for a lot
specifically
of
remember a
people.
FaceTime where I was like, dude, I'm like, I feel like I need a drink right now. Like there was one FaceTime that was like
but
that.
It was like more like mentally. I feel like it wasn't where like physically like kind of felt like you needed it, but like
yeah,
mentally,
it wasn't mental. Mental's like I don't want to do it
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now we're regulated, and we like just like Halloween we stayed in. We don't.
Yeah.
There's also people though, like, not trying to contradict my own point, that like, you know, can't have the discipline, that like, you know, need help in different ways. And that's like, if, you know, you can see, like you guys said, where like you have to regulate it. That's amazing that you can regulate it. Some people, you know, I would advise for the people that can't regulate it to, you know, seek that necessary help. I'm sure, you know, if you have an adult in your life or someone that's, you know, responsible that you can talk to safely and confine, and like get that necessary help, because future you will thank you, and the people around you will thank you, and I'll thank you because I want you to be healthy.
Yeah. Well, thank you too.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean like I like shit on it for recreational use. Like,
no.
you know, my friends, they all drink, they all smoke. They, you know, some of them are avid, you know, drug users.
Well, when you go, it doesn't stop you from, you go to parties, you go to events, you do all these things.
Course. Yeah. Because, you know, maybe I'm the person that needs to be there to help someone like that. Or, you know, I'm just there. I'm not going to let like my environment change who I am.
Yeah.
I believe that I'm like, you know, strong enough in my morals and values where I can be that solid rock for no matter what's happening around me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like bug you. You are who you are. And that's sick that you can still go and do those things, and it doesn't like affect you wanting to be places.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge others too. Like if they want help, I'm there to help them. But like, I'm not going to look at them and tell them how to live their life, because at the end of the day, everybody comes from a different walk. And if they're not hurting anyone, especially themselves, by drinking, then who am I to say like, stop drinking?
Yeah.
You know? I
It's
feel like
just
that's a common
such,
misconception.
It's such a big like lifestyle here. Like every day is another party. Like everyone is constantly, and it's not just like bar from 9 to 2. It's bar from, you know, 9 to 12, club from 12 to 2, after party. Dude, I've
Till
never
4, and you're there and you're like,
why the fuck am I still
I'm
here?
so hungry.
And it's like everyone still do like
it's so appealing to a lot of
doing
people too, because it's not like a collegiate party where you're just showing up with the people you'll go to class with. Like your favorite musician might be there.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Something like that.
It's
like
crazy.
So these people are, I don't want to say, you know, the wrong thing, but like they're infatuated is the word with that type of lifestyle because of who they can be surrounded with. And I think oftentimes some people, and I see this with a lot of young kids, will make these choices trying to fit in or socially, you know what I mean? Like even if it's just having that drink in their hand. And it's like, the one thing I wish I could tell them is like, those people that you might be looking up to fuck with authenticity far before they fuck with you making those choices to, you know, mirror them. So it's like, if that is your choice, if that is why you're doing it, like, stay true to you. If you want to drink, drink. If you don't, don't. And like, people will fuck with you for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And just how you act in general. Like, just be kind, man.
That gets you the furthest here. Like, and that's how we made, like, I mean, that's how we're friends. Like, is we were all, I feel like, really authentic in ourselves, and like also we're just
fucking idiots.
Well, and we're like good to each other.
You're so kind. Like, dude, there's so many times like, dude, I've literally like took Bri's car. At like 2 a.m. and she like, you know, pissed. And then the next morning it was like, you know, anyone else I would have been really mad, but I know you have pure intentions, so like I get it. And like I sat there apologizing, like, dude, such a kind person. You guys are so kind. Dude.
That was just a bad. I don't care about
something.
If the other things wouldn't have been there, I literally wouldn't have given a shit. About anything, because I never do. But then I'm like, fuck, I'm mad at Christian. Like, what the fuck, man?
No, but you guys are like always been so sweet to me. Like, I know if you're having like problems with other people, or you're like troubled by something. Like, there's been times where you're like, hey, like we got our own Airbnb and like we want to do our own thing this weekend, but like you're more than welcome to come. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
keep it on fucking down low.
Yeah.
Come over.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, and I did.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it was the three of us.
Yeah, like you guys are so sweet. Yeah, we ordered food. I got us Jersey Mike's, if you guys remember that. I went on the drive.
He came and stayed with us. It was just the three of us.
Which house was that?
The one where there was a pool in the backyard, and it was like
there was like this little walk-up ledge. You guys put your feet in. The dogs were there.
And the chair, the lawn chair, I broke outside. And remember, I broke my ankle.
Oh my God! It was just the three of us.
Just gotta go straight to tragedy. It's like,
because I'm trying to.
I get it. Yeah.
You know where I had the best day of my life? Where I had a lot of fun?
Yeah.
Where I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
yeah, that one, yeah.
No, I actually did like twist the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it was just us. We talked. We had like a deep talk in that. We went
off camera. I'll talk to you about it later. That's a crazy night that I'll end up talking to you about. That's a crazy night. Yeah, it's a crazy night.
Wait.
I went back home to LA.
That night?
2 a.m.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I came in and like
no, we did.
Mad funny. She threw a pizza in the oven. You passed out, and I'm like,
oh, you did go back to LA that night.
Yeah, yes. I go, Bri. I'm like, did you leave a pizza in the oven? You're like, I forgot. I open up this pizza.
Black.
Just.
I still smashed though. I still smashed.
It's disintegrating.
I ate it too. I was so hungry. I was like, yeah, and
I was like, oh, do you want some here?
Yeah, that was at like 11:30 at night, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go back to LA. I was moving.
Yeah.
I had to move the next day.
Yeah, you did.
And so, it was like a 2-hour drive. And she was like, you sure you don't want to leave in the morning? I'm like, nah, I got this burnt pizza.
Here, eat up. You'll be good for your ride.
She did.
Your mouth will taste like shit.
Yeah, I was just like, burnt pizza. You guys got like this big bag of trail mix. I ran through it.
You did.
Yeah. And so,
thank God you're off the trail mix now.
I know, that was a long time.
That was a bender of its own, low key.
It was.
You guys always had a bag of trail mix with you.
Everywhere. Yeah. And I'd still,
That was her
I
thing.
just got off of it.
I hate peanuts. I started telling people I was allergic to them. Who believed me the other day? Remember?
Peanut allergies?
I was like, no, I'm like super allergic to them. And they were like, are you really? And I
feel bad for people with peanut like allergies.
Dude, on the planes, they'll be like, hey, nobody open fucking peanuts because there's someone with an allergy. And I'm like, and I'm already,
like
this has happened to me twice.
Through like
I'm already eating them.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's fucked.
Like twice.
Because
you were with me.
Oh, I think I do remember.
Yeah, we were in the back. We were in the like back of the fucking plane that one time.
It's like Bri's getting charged with like conspiracy of murder, like attempted murder.
It's like basically anthrax. The peanut particles in the
accessory to murder. She's just like gets like 3 charges on an airplane.
Oh, this is what I wanted to. We haven't gotten into like religion, really, have we?
No, not yet.
Well, I want to hear about your walk with God because
crazy.
I've been, a believer and everything. I wasn't raised. Raised?
Okay. Take it one step at a time.
Rage. I wasn't like raised really religious. I was raised like spiritually. But when I got like certain disorders and stuff, I started praying, and like that was the only thing that helped me through anything was like prayer. And then my sister, the past couple years, has become like, she got like rebaptized and got her whole family rebaptized, and she is super heavily into, and she gives us like talks every day, and when she comes to Tennessee, she's gonna find a church that we can all go to.
Sunday,
So yeah, it's been a very like new kind of big part of my life. But yeah, when like, I mean, that's always been a thing for you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it might be a bit longer of an answer if that's okay.
Dude,
yeah.
The floor is yours.
So I grew up Catholic originally. Like my dad was taking me to Catholic mass and I was real young. I didn't know what was going on. I just remember being so hungry at like 8 in the morning on a Sunday. And so it would be me and my twin brother and my dad. And like, you know, we're like goofballs. We're like touching my dad, like messing with each other, like in the booth, you know what I mean? My dad's like, stop, like you're in church. We didn't understand like the significance of that. But I always credit my dad because he's the first person that introduced me to God. You know what I mean? Like bringing me there. Like even if you're not paying attention like I wasn't, your soul, like your spirit is still getting fed that spiritual food. So, you know, Dad, if you're watching, thank you. But as I got older, I started playing football. And as everybody knows, football takes place on Sunday. So I couldn't go to church anymore. You know, church would start at 8 and I had to be at the field by 8. So what that did was it removed the hand that was feeding me about God. And I was like, okay, I heard about God, but like, you know, if it happens, it happens. Like, who is this God guy? And as the years went on, the athletes that I idolized, like, were always given, you know, glory to God and stuff like that. And by the time I was, you know, 13, I believe, so this is like, you know, a little older, fast forward, Stephen Curry had Phil 413 written on his sneakers. And I remember just watching his highlights, like, dude, this guy is filthy. I'm like, who is Phil though? You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was like his athletes, like they'll write down like if they lost someone in their life and like maybe the date on their shoes. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's someone who passed. And I just remember Googling like Steph Curry, Phil 413. And I saw, you know, the Bible verse, Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, which is my second tattoo.
Let's go.
If I can move this, is my second tattoo when I was 17. But in that moment, I was going through a really rough time. It's something I hadn't spoken about publicly yet, but I'll touch on it a bit. I was clinically diagnosed with OCD, and not OCD where you like move colors to fit, you know, whatever scheme you want. OCD in the sense it was like clinical overthinking, compulsive thoughts, and like not putting action behind those thoughts, but just not knowing how to shut off your brain at that age. And it worked to my advantage and disadvantage. So like in school, I basically had like a videographic memory where I could just, you can ask any of my friends I went to high school with, I just sat on an iPad the entire time and never paid attention, but I got straight A's or A's and B's. And then, you know, if I went to freestyle, my brain could just compute a bunch of things. But on the negative, you know, you have those darker thoughts. And I was going through such a hard time at this point, these dark thoughts. And I remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it was enough for me to be like, all right, let's give God a try.
Wow.
And so I ended up going to this Catholic prep school, and you know, next year as a 14-year-old, and I really found God. And they, you know, I was attending mass again. And then by the time I was like 18, like right before I moved out here, quarantine hit. And that's where I really got close with God. You know, I was just living my best walk with the Spirit, embodying what it meant to, you know, being, you know, God's word and just love people, refrain from sin to the best of my ability. And that has built the foundation for me with my walk with Christ. And, you know, people can tell I have Jesus tattooed on my arm and, you know, I have heaven's gates over here. But yeah, my walk with Christ has gotten stronger every single year. And, you know, faith is not linear. You're not going to get 1% better every day. You're going to go up 3 steps, go down 4, go up 5, go down 2. And it's going to be this crazy chart. But the one thing I just tell you guys, tell them, you could run 1 million steps away from God, 10 million steps away from God, and he's always going to be 1 step behind you. There is nothing that we can do to separate ourselves from the love of God. So no matter how dirty you feel, how sinful you feel, how hurt you feel, how wrong you feel, God is there. And when I was going through those hard times, and I've revisited those hard times, you know, anxious, bit of depression, this, that, God was always 1 step behind me. And all I had to do was turn around. So my walk with Christ has gotten real strong. And I think being in LA, there's a calling on my life to bring others to him around me and use my platform, my music, and other things to lead people to him to the best of my ability. So I know that was a long answer, but that's the truth.
We love
Everything
that.
you say is so beautifully.
I know.
I can't imagine being able to speak the way you do.
Thank you.
I can't even form a sentence.
No, she'll say something and she doesn't actually say anything. It'll just talk in a full circle and she'll be like, but you know,
Yeah.
it's like, nope, you said nothing,
Yeah.
actually.
And that was really, really good.
Thank you.
Well, that's
I hope
great.
that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, and that's great to know, because another thing I wanted to kind of like ask you your opinion on, since you know you're so knowledgeable about everything. I have been having a bit of a, me and the people are butting heads a little bit because I posted
like online,
just on the
like your followers and like just the people who comment.
Yeah, just the people of the internet. I like a year ago posted something about my OnlyFans and how I was able to finally take my family on a trip, and I was like, you know, I'm so thankful for OnlyFans, whatever. And I stitched it on TikTok like a week ago and said, you know, whatever. Like a year later, I'm so happy to have been able to buy a farm for my family. And under it, I put God is good. And it fucking blew up, and everyone is like, you cannot use God and OnlyFans in the same sentence. Like, what a joke. You're going to hell. What, like, just saying everything you could ever imagine about me in the most negative way, because I'm trying to say that I love God and I think God loves me, but I have an OnlyFans. Yeah. And calling me a prostitute and shit. And it's like, I don't even show that. I'm not, you know? Like that. And I get it's not a, you know, completely morally right thing to do to have an OnlyFans, but I also think that the guy that I'm talking to still loves me, and like everything you just said
does
obviously confirms that. But like when people try to make that argument, like what do you think about that?
Yeah, so there's a few things that I have to say about that, in which first and foremost, I'm gonna throw scripture in there, and then I'm also gonna go based off my opinion, but try to speak in the most factual way possible. So like I said, what's between you and God, like God knows your heart before anything. You know, there's gonna be, like, sin is sin regardless, but there's gonna be someone who's, you know, might be doing OF for attention. There might be someone who's doing OF to provide for somebody. You never know their intention. Like I said, there's people who steal to steal, and there's people who steal to provide. So that's between you and God. And I invite anybody who is making these comments to really study the ministry of Jesus, because if there's one thing they know, like, Jesus hung out with the prostitutes. So even if you were doing that, you know, so, but that doesn't justify sinning. I'll say that. So, you know, the Bible, like, sin is death, and we're supposed to refrain from sinning. So if you are acting in a way that's lustful or things, that can be, you know, interpreted as sin. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go against scripture and say that, oh, it's, you know, the best, you know, most modest thing ever. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think you have pure intentions. So the first thing I want to tell you is John 15, 18, I believe. And if I'm wrong, it's John 15, 19. It says, if the world hated you, know that it hated me first. So you shouldn't care about what people say, because we sent God to earth and they killed him. So, you know, keep that within you. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, God loves you. And then I believe it's 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, whether you eat or whether you drink or whatever you do, let all that you do be done to glorify God. You know what I mean? So I think that's where they're coming from, in the sense of like, oh, you're posting scandalously or you're posting lustfully. Not saying I don't know what you post. I'm saying based on what they might think, that stigma behind OnlyFans to them might be like, you're not glorifying God. But here's what I have to say to them. That's between you and God. You will feel conviction if you believe that you are living that way. Your walk with God is different from theirs. Although we are called to, you know, strengthen our brothers and sisters in Christ, you know, iron sharpens iron. The one thing I always bring up is Matthew 7:1, which is, do not judge others. You know, when you do judge others, the extent that you judge them will be, you know, the extent that you will be judged. And that's where I tell them to be careful, because we're not supposed to be judging people. Your walk with Christ is your walk with Christ. People are going to hate, like, you could walk on water and people will say it's because you didn't float. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
So perspective is everything. I'm not one to go against scripture. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, like, you know, doing a lustful thing is great and there's nothing wrong with it. But we're all sinners at the end of the day. You physically can't be perfect. Jesus was the only perfect person. Like, I'm a sinner. You know what I mean? And sinning is a level playing field. You know what I mean? So it's like your sin with that versus, you know, someone having premarital sex or something else. It's all sin. Mm-hmm. So why are people hating on you for doing something that's, you know, public? You know what I mean? It's just, I understand, and by no way, shape, or form am I a priest, a pastor. I love God, and I'm going to do my best to explain God. You know, if they have something to say about, oh, I'm wrong or this, that, maybe I am. Mm-hmm. But I will say that God loves you regardless of what you do. And, you know, that's between you and God. And I think if you're doing something to provide for a family, you know, they don't know what your family's been through or anything. Like, at the end of the day, everything's between you and God. And the closer that you get to Jesus, you will feel more convicted about those things. So it's all about your walk. You know, there's no definitive answer to be like, it's perfectly fine or it's terribly horrible.
Yeah. There's my path, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's walk is different. And the closer that you get to God, like, I'm not going to justify anything, like I said, because I've sinned too. And that'd be like me justifying what I've done. At the end of the day, God knows your heart. The closer that you get to God, the better the decisions you will make. And that is subjective to anything in life. Mm-hmm. So whatever you felt when I said that, that's what God's communicating with you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Every single time. And also, I'd like to see your guys' browser histories. All of you talking, all of you speaking.
Yeah.
Like, you're so pure. I'd love to see what you've been looking at. Yeah. I bet it's not what you're trying to preach at me.
Yeah. It would be different if someone, it's all approach, right? Like, if someone came to you and was like, hey, I think, you know, you could do this. Like, if you're, you know, walking with God, this is what God calls us to do. That is the correct way to approach somebody and teach.
Teach,
right?
not,
Jesus is
not point
love.
A finger and come at and attack.
Yeah, I always see this, and this is the only problem that I would say that I have with the church, but you know, the sample size is so great. You know, I think there's 2 billion Christians in the world. Oh. So there's always going to be a pot or like a section that like isn't great. You know, not everyone's going to be the best example of that. But, you know, I see sometimes people holding up these signs and it's like, if you don't do this, you'll die. You know what I mean? It's like, that might turn away a lot of people. Some people do better with sugar versus spice.
Yeah.
And the best way that I could explain that to them is like, Jesus hung out with dirty people. Nobody was clean. Whether they thought they were or not, they were all dirty people because they weren't him.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he just went up to them and showed them undeniable love, perfect love. So it's like, how am I supposed to get through to you if I'm like, what you're doing is wrong? That's the first way you get someone to continue to do
I'm gonna go
something.
on my little show.
Yeah, they're gonna feel.
Please don't yell at me.
But if I come to you and say, hey, like, you know, I see that you're walking with God. This is what he calls us to do, this and that. That's up to you. Like, my job as a Christian is to come to you and share the gospel, introduce you to it, feed it to you as best as possible. I can't force the horse to drink the water. I can bring you the water. If you drink it, you drink it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drink the water.
I want the water.
We want to drink the water.
Holy water.
Bad.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not the most qualified person. These are a lot of subjective answers, and I hope that what I say resonates with people.
No, it does, and it's like so cool because you can tell that you like grew up with that and you really believe in it, and it's not just like, I don't know, it's just so pure when you just actually live it, and then you get to like talk about it, and it's just really cool.
I mean, I have people say shit about me all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, look what you were doing. Look where you were at, you know? Surroundings, anything. It's like, we're not perfect. Yeah. Like, Christians, there's a stigma like that you have to be perfect because our God was perfect. Although Jesus says, no, you're not perfect. Like, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. It's like, that's why he paid the ultimate sacrifice. So when I look at them, I'm like, instead of telling me I'm not perfect and that I screwed up, why don't you tell me that there's such thing as repentance, there's such thing as forgiveness, and that my God provides those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my best way to
We can all be forgiven.
Yeah. I was going to bring up, I know we talked about this earlier. I don't know if you still want to touch on it, but how we were like talking about good girls and how it's typically those that preach, you know, perfection aren't necessarily the ones that are so perfect. And then, you know, the girls that are stigmatized because of what they do or whatever are usually the ones who are, you know, really sweet at heart, kind of.
There is, yeah, of course. I think that goes for everything in life, first and foremost. Like, the loudest person in the room is typically the most insecure. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if they're, and I don't, like, there's people that just have bubbly personalities. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about people that are boastful, that like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. You know, so when it comes to this, I've met people who on the outside, first disclaimer, the internet is not reality.
Fake.
Yeah.
What you guys see on the internet, if there's one thing you take outside of the religious aspect, if whatever you see on the internet is not reality. You don't know your favorite creator. You don't
know them.
Yes. You don't know your favorite artist. You don't know your favorite athlete. They could be better or worse than whatever you see. What you see is a glimpse in time, And social media's structure has been designed to post perfection. Everyone looks perfect when they post.
You see what they want you to see, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it's a monopoly for some people. They're like, I control what I post. I'm going to only post when I think I look perfect.
Mm.
So with that being said, you know, there are people who you would look at and be like, oh, easy, trashy, scandalous. And then they have such a pure heart. They're just doing what they're doing. Maybe they're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just maybe they're putting on a persona. Maybe they're entertaining. And then there's people who, you know, are super wholesome, you know, look super clean, super this, and then they're super dirty behind scenes. Everybody's like what you see. That's why I hate when people judge you, because it's like people will judge based off what they see and then make a terrible assumption from that. When there's people who probably don't even have followers, who by their Instagrams just look like a regular like salesperson or a clerk or something, and then they're doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it applies for everything in life. Don't judge people based on what you see. It's literally don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Because there are people who put on a great persona and do a lot worse behind scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people who put on a terrible persona and are the sweetest people you ever meet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Get to know
it's good that you bring that up, because I think a lot of people, that's why we shouldn't judge, because you can't judge them until you know them.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't know them, keep your mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that thing that person said? If you got a problem, but you don't have my number, then you shouldn't have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom
Something.
Holland quoted somebody.
I believe, who was
I'm
it?
quoting him, quoting somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, if you have a problem with me, text me. And if you don't have my number, you
You don't know me well enough to have a problem
Yeah.
with me. Yeah.
I
Which
like
is true.
that.
Was it Keanu Reeves that said that?
That sounds like something he would say.
No.
I don't know if it's him.
Who is that?
Shia LaBeouf?
Mm.
No, it was not Shiloh.
Oh.
I would love it if he's. I
Yeah.
love that man.
I know.
Oh,
I,
He's a good
he's a
man.
good man.
I was eating at Crave like a year ago. He was just sitting behind me
Seriously?
Really?
by himself. Such a wholesome dude.
God, what
I
a
have
good
this
boy.
like
Such a wholesome
memory
guy. Yeah.
burned in my brain of when he went running in his underpants. Like, I feel like I probably brought this up to you. It's like one of my favorite pop culture moments. It was like paparazzi took a photograph of him and he was in like boxer briefs going for a run, and it was just so
Dude,
fucking
we would do
iconic.
that.
No, it was
We do
awesome.
that.
The Naked Mile.
Yeah.
But it was just him.
Yeah. Just him. The Naked Solo Mile.
Yeah, it was so sick.
That is so sick.
It's
Good
my
for
Naked
him.
Mile.
I can imagine going through what someone like that has to go through, and like what we've experienced like in social media, and like whatever LA is like a grain of sand compared to
We get a teaspoon compared to their feet.
Yeah.
dude.
I really feel for the
It's
A-list,
scary.
B-list, whatever celebrities that are publicly, you know, acclaimed and criticized, because you can't even like take groceries out of their car without saying like, he didn't shower this morning.
Hunchback.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit?
Mine
You
would
probably
be
haven't showered in 2 days. You know what I mean? Like, we all have those days. Like,
Yeah.
they're people. At the end of the day, they're
Let
just
'em
people.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just people.
You're watching them for a reason. So I feel like we could either. Do you feel like you've
Is there anything you want to touch on?
because if not, we're gonna jump into our
I wanna
best fun piggybacks.
Can I just say something real quick?
Say whatever you want.
These girls are like so much. I know I said like you can't judge everything you said online. Both such incredible people. I'll shit on them like 30 minutes later after this and just like make fun of them to their face. But at their hearts, like there's a reason I'm friends with them. Like whatever you guys judge them for, like they're sweethearts. They've always taken care of me. They have given me places to stay. They have got me food before. Like these are two genuine people. I'm looking over there instead of the camera. These are two genuine people that have a lot of love to give. And if you're criticizing them, I suggest you look in the mirror first, because we project what's inside. So if you can't find love in them, I suggest you find love in yourself first, because these are two good people. Yeah. Just discount double check them.
I swear to God.
But I mean that with like
You really do.
I mean that with no malicious intent either to them.
Yeah.
Like I mean that with the sense of like the world, we're here for a blip in time. Like why not make the world a better place while we're here? You guys put out a lot of positivity. I hope you reap what you sow.
Oh, thank
Mhm.
you.
Of course.
That's incredibly
It's
kind.
really nice. No one's
Fuck
ever
you both. No. Fuck off. All right. Let's go.
No one's
They're
ever
low key
done
so fucking
that.
annoying.
My Venmo, you know my Venmo, right?
Yeah.
No.
I actually pretty sure I do. Yeah.
just PayPal me like later or something. Yeah.
I will. You know I will.
Yeah.
Actually, though.
Yeah, actually. No, that was so nice. We feel the same about you. You're our favorite person.
Thank you.
What were we doing the other day? And we were like, that's the Christian voice. You did something.
The Gwitty?
No, but it was
fucking
like kind
good.
of like that.
Oh, it was something you did so good. I'm so pissed I don't remember it. You did. It was something like put your hands up. They said something. We'll cut this, but I don't. If we remember it.
Well, where were we? It might help me.
I don't know. It was like a week ago, maybe. I think we were in Tennessee still. I don't know. Scratch it. Forget.
All right. Well, it'll come to us and it'll be funny when we remind.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay.
So we playing like games now? What's going on?
Yeah. So this is a part where we like to get a little bit fun, silly.
Yeah, get silly with it.
Get.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Wait, was that it? Is that it? I've been doing this thing recently where I go, I'm gonna be sick.
That was it.
But it's the face where it's like I don't even know what I'm talking about, and I do it all the time. Like when something bad happens, or like I'm like nervous, or I go, I think I'm gonna be sick. Like,
Me and my brother do that. You know those kids that you had in like elementary school that were like super animated, like where they were like no shame about saying they were sick. Be like, oh, Miss Johnson, like I have to go to the bathroom and like it's gonna be bad, so you gotta.
I'm gonna be sick.
Like,
That's exactly what it is.
like, it's not one, it's not two. I think I'm gonna throw up. Like,
Gotta go.
yeah,
And they throw up on the floor
the bathroom,
anyways,
like throwing up in the trash can in the room, and kids are looking at them like you're never gonna live that down.
I told you.
Yeah, it's like Miss Johnson, like I'm gonna be sick.
Exactly what it fucking is, dude. We've been doing that bit for like a week straight, and it's the fucking funniest thing ever. The first thing we want to do is ask, about your hall pass, because like what?
What's a hall pass?
No, okay. What I was just gonna like segue into it. Like we had a lot of like serious and like important conversations, but we want to also like show the silly, goofy side. So we came up with a list of questions. Some of them are just funny to us. I don't even know if they're funny to everybody else. And the other ones are burning questions that we have as women that we want answered by a man's opinion that we trust, that we can take home with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take home and really write down, really look over.
Disclaimer, if these get out of pocket, like I said, I never claim to be a minister or, a priest. If I do say things like, you know what I mean? I'm just answering to the best of my ability. God loves you.
Yeah.
God is here with us.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Carry on.
Oh, no, that was it. I was just doing a segue.
Oh, so yeah, so hall pass, like how would you explain that the best?
Okay, so basically it's like the one person, if you know what a hall pass is, like if you're dating or like you're married, it's like the one person you would get to fuck, like regardless of your situation.
Oh, I'm gonna give you such a boring answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give you such a boring answer. You guys are gonna hate me.
Okay, you go first.
Yeah.
I think you should go first. Oh, wait. Okay. We'll go down the line and we'll have the guests.
Both of their answers is me.
No.
He's in the room with us right now.
Oh.
Chris Hemsworth is here.
That's a good one.
No, mine is
from last night.
mine's Voldemort.
Like the actor who plays Voldemort, but in character. No, in character. Though.
Like.
Yeah.
Full face,
You're
full
like
character. I guess so. Yeah. I think he's so sexy.
To my married men, you're not even safe from an animated character.
You're fucked.
I don't want none of y'all. I just want Voldemort.
But what's funny about that is next year for Halloween, we're gonna hire like an FX artist, and she's gonna be sexy Voldemort.
I'm gonna be Voldemort, and I'm gonna fuck myself, basically.
Just
Sorry.
like Voldemort.
Oh, chill. I was just trying.
She took fuck you to a whole new standard. Like,
no.
Wait, so
which part are you questioning?
All of it.
Okay.
Voldemort's such a unique answer. I didn't expect that. That's that's a crazy answer.
I just love him, dude.
Yeah. Were you like the last Horcrux for him? Is that Harry Potter? Right?
Yeah. I want the last one.
It's like her
like
heart.
His fingers.
Not him like at the end. No,
him when he's shriveled up like a baby?
No, I want him when he goes into Dumbledore's casket and gets the fucking wand and shoots it up. In that moment, I want him to take me there.
That's a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Well, just steal Harry. He'll find you.
I had a sexual dream about Daniel Radcliffe one time.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Plays Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but like him in Harry Potter form too, or like
him as Daniel Radcliffe. So then I tried finding his Instagram to message him because when you have those things, you just kind of got to go for it. Yeah. But he didn't. I don't think he has one. I couldn't find it. But if you're listening,
it's like a different name. I think it's a funny name.
Oh well, we got to.
I don't know. So what's your hall pass? What's your hall pass?
Oh, mine. I feel like this is an obvious answer for anyone who knows me. Mine is Gordon Ramsay. It's always been Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
He might look like
Be like
balls.
banging you, bloody hell.
You no, like I want my ass
love that too.
beat by him to death. And I know
bless.
he's really he's really getting up there in age, and he might look like a ball sack sometimes, but that doesn't deter me at all. I saw him in Vegas one time at Nobu, and I had an absolute conniption.
He's all we watch. We can't go to any Airbnb. We can't go anywhere with like he's the only thing on the TV. Every single show. That's it.
I just don't know if I'm getting past. He might look like a ball sack, but I'm into it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and your guy's completely. He looks like
Gina's
Clay.
pink
He
as
is a ball
looks like
sack.
Gina just loves guys that look like ball sacks.
Yeah, write that down.
Are you wrinkly?
I don't know. That's mine. It's always been that.
Yeah.
And then second would be Bobby Flay, which I'm.
You're just going for the chefs.
I don't even want to say that.
If
out
you
loud
can cook,
because
you got
that's something
Gina,
I'm
bro.
still working.
Yeah.
That's like not out of.
Yeah.
Didn't someone say he was married or something?
He's not married. He's divorced. I think he's divorced a couple times. But one of our managers
Side
knows
eye.
somebody who knows him. So I'm like one step away. So that's
You be Bobby Flay, I'll be Gina.
I couldn't handle it.
You guys are gonna hate my answer
Okay.
because you're gonna be like, just pick one. I don't have one.
Seriously?
Nope. I even have a clip. If anybody knows who Duke Dennis is, he's an AMP. He's a YouTuber, but like he's just lifestyle dude, cool as shit. I don't believe in letting my partner have a celebrity crush, and I don't have one either. Like when I'm with somebody, like why would somebody just being a human be okay for me to fuck them?
That's not the point.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
That's why I told you it'd be a boring
Okay.
answer.
Take like.
Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no.
You're single.
Calling it a hall pass isn't the right word. We just mean like.
Okay. No. What about this? Somebody
You're
of that.
single. You have your free pick.
Yeah,
But that free pick is somebody who like
Yeah.
ends up being super super genuine and like really really cool and really funny.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm honestly like I see like this thing.
that bad?
I see like the hall pass. Like I'm so big on that, like not having celebrity crush in my partner not having one. Just because like if I'm not gonna have one, I don't know. It's just like a people call me
They're
crazy.
just people.
We
like-
don't literally
Dude,
mean, but we
of
mean
course,
like if you could pick from the lot, if you could have like your pick of the litter without any exceptions, questions, like who that's
Then yeah, I already gave you my answer. Then like I might have sounded boring because obviously like I said I may have taken a joke question down a serious path. But if it's just you're just like a regular person, like I'm just single, I have a pick, Kim.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
She is incredible.
She's
She's
absolutely
beautiful, bro.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is she's so everything she touches.
she's just murdering everything.
You know what's like
Yeah,
mad
it is-
attractive to me though is like her like I know she obviously, Kanye probably played a bit of a role in that artistic, view. But at the end of the day, like it's her stuff. Like she's definitely a creative herself.
Yeah.
I'm so attracted to like her creative, space in her mind. Like she just did a partnership with the NBA. Like as a basketball player,
Insane.
I was like him go crazy.
They
You know what I
also
mean?
Skims just did a collab with Swarovski for like holiday, which is fucking genius.
Did you guys see what she did with like the new Skims? How like there's like the nipple.
Yeah.
poking through? That's genius.
Insane.
Genius.
Yes.
Because like obviously, there's girls that want that like look. So for her to like embed it and then do it in a form that's comfortable, I was like,
Nuts.
it's so attractive when you see someone think like that.
Yeah.
She's a fucking.
You know what I mean?
genius,
I might sound like such like a goody two shoes right now, like going, but like not like physically Kim is beautiful too. You know what I mean?
no.
So
But
yeah.
no, I would definitely say her work ethic and creativity and all of that are very attractive. Kim,
Yeah.
we love you.
I love Kylie.
You like
And I love
Kylie?
Kendall. I love all of them.
Yeah, I do. I honestly like them all too.
yeah.
This is our next little thing is we titled it Girl Questions.
Yeah.
So it's things that like girls might. Now we are a different breed.
No.
These are things that just we came up with on our own.
So first we had Googled what every girl wants to know from a guy, and they were all stupid answers that were uncool that we would never
Do you
ask.
like-
like me? Does he like me
Yeah.
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 Like making out with tongue.
Yeah.
What?
Do you think about me?
Wrote this shit.
or like
No, I want to kiss you like sandpaper.
how long should I wait to text him back? Like, and we're like, I don't give a fuck about any
Oh,
of that.
that's crazy.
So then we scratched all of that, and we're like, what are questions that we
wanna know.
want to know?
The first
thing- this'll be fun.
So,
This'll be
see,
fun.
that's like, yeah.
This one's really stupid, but the first thing that popped in my head,
I'm loving this right now.
all I
I'm having
wrote,
fun.
Good.
all we wrote down was smells. Now let me explain. So like when and
I
not,
like a musty.
yeah, and not what you think.
No, I don't.
Unless-
I don't.
So like when, cause like I don't know, when I go to see a boy, I got my like
We've perfected the smell combination.
Yeah, and it's like this crazy like vanilla lotion. It's the
Glossier perfume is
unmatched.
Yeah.
And like
With the
every
lotion.
single time it's like, God, you smell. And so I'm like thinking, and I'm like, do you really, even if you don't say it, like when you like smell a girl and you're like, damn, she felt like, does that stick with you? And you're like, damn, she fucking smells good.
Dude, you know what's crazy is like, I'm sure like you guys will know this too, because I'm sure this is the same for a man. It's like a human in general.
Yeah.
Like the way that someone smells, like if you had them like over, like it's gonna stick to your sheets, or maybe even your clothes. Like if you kept their hoodie or something, smell plays a big role.
That shit's crazy.
It does. Or like, you know what's huge for me though? Like perfume is perfume. Like I love just like if you smell good, you smell good. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you need Saint Laurent, you need Prada, whatever it is. Like perfume, you guys know women's perfume better than I do. So it's like if you smell good, you smell good. But the one thing, hair.
Hair.
Bro, I have met girls like just giving them a hug, even if it's a side hug. Bro, their hair smells so good. It's weirdly attractive. And like you don't realize in the moment you're not sitting. You're not like.
Your hair smells good.
Right.
You're not sitting there. Let's see. Her hair smells great.
It smells
like yes,
good.
like exactly like that. Like
This is what shampoo do we use? It's the
It's living proof, but then we have the detangling spray. I don't
it's
remember.
yeah.
It's the spray that smells.
It's the good one.
you know what I mean? Like it's if I'm like, it's not something in the moment where I look at the girl and I'm like, oh, her hair smelled so good. It's like I'll think about that shit 30 minutes after I hugged you.
Yeah.
Like, damn, what was that smell?
Man, how'd she get smelling like that?
Yeah.
Thank you, God. I'm all crust over here, baby.
I can't say another word.
I gotta pull these down.
Yeah.
Too much going on.
Break. Okay, so our next question is more coming from me, I think, than anybody here. What's your take on a woman who aggressively approaches you? Like, do you want to maybe give an example?
Gina, in any bar, wherever we are, if she sees someone she likes, she'll take a higher ground, point at them, you, here, and like force them to come to her.
And not take no for an answer.
Wow.
Like there's no like,
And, like,
waiting, there's no.
And once I get my sights set on something, like
once there's a target, they're going down, and they don't have a
Yeah.
choice really, besides to just kind of try and run away.
I thought you were gonna like your dominant approach would have been something different. Like I've had women obviously approach me and be like kind of straightforward. Like, hey, I like you. Like, can I have your number? Like,
No.
them do. This is different.
This is animalistic. It's not
Prey. Predator. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They don't really have a choice.
Like, how would I respond to that, or like what I think about it?
Sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
what's
either
your
way.
thought about it?
Yeah, I'm like a traditionally, I think, like masculine guy. So like, I'm usually the dominant one. So if a girl was doing that, I would think she was playing games like funny at first, and then I'd think she'd have a good personality. You know what I mean?
I mean, am I joking?
Yeah, that's your way of getting them. I'm assuming you're probably not being like pissed at them if they don't show up. You know what I mean? So it's like, I would think a girl.
Really? Yeah, she is pissed. If they don't come,
You have the wrong idea. Of this.
it's the rest of it's targeted, and it will happen, and she's gonna sit there until she makes it happen. But like, she's not gonna be happy about it if
So
they don't come.
how successful has it been?
I mean,
It always
it always works.
Yeah.
What is my
Do
opinion,
they-
They're working for them, right?
Do they stay? Not always.
Sometimes. But no, there's one particular incident that we're speaking about that I did. Like, we were out in Nashville like 2 weeks ago. And some guy had like approached her. So I was like in a vicinity of a booth, and I saw some guy, and he had like a sleeve
And a hat.
and a hat on. Yeah, no.
No, I'm like looking at the camera like,
And he was wearing like a jersey, and I was like, wow, he's cute. So like I, started actively.
She did the point.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
I was like
yeah.
pretty drunk at this point. So I was like,
When she says pretty drunk, hammered.
but like I was like in a good way, like in a light way. Like I was like dancing, whatever. And he's like, oh, like I'm super shy. Like I'm not really like that, whatever. Like I'm not, I don't dance this and that. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, stop, you're being silly, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just like really breaking this guy down all night. Turns out, we were watching Bachelor in Paradise, and this guy comes on Bachelor in Paradise. His name is John.
John Henry.
John Henry, and you see his his like interview, like his first interview, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm like a really shy guy, like like act like, and that's actually how he was. Where like I was so like persistent and aggressive,
so aggressive,
and like completely disregarding the fact that he was like timid or whatever he was.
And he says it, and just like, I'm not fucking buying it.
Yeah,
like,
and then we see him on national television, and I'm like, oh,
if you see this, she's
so
sorry.
I'm sorry. I just, you know, I was just goofing around.
No, that's funny. I think, you know, there's so many different types of people in the world. I'm sure there's some guys that like really like that because some guys like when the girl makes the first move. It gives them like a sense of like safety. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing that, like, hey, here, they might think it's playful, like, you know, jog their way over, whatever.
Or I feel like some guys I feel like don't like can't tell if you're like actually like me. For instance, is the complete opposite. You would never know that I like if I think you're hot or whatever, it'd be the opposite. And like you'd think that I hate you.
I always got those vibes from you. No.
You're wondering why I'm always play so coy.
Yeah, that's what I said. She plays coy and I'm just like
I'm pretty quiet, but like I'm not scared to approach anybody. Like I will, like I'm definitely like once I'm talking to you, I'm like, confidence isn't, I'm not worried about that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like I would think it's honestly funny if a girl did that to me. I would think it's funny.
That's the thing is like, do I get mad behind closed doors? Sure. Do I get mad the moment? But like, we always laugh about it after. Like, and also we talked about this last podcast. Like, everything I do is to like put on a show or to like make Brianna laugh. Like,
also it's truly just who she is. So like, if there's a guy out there that can't handle that, and that she chucked a cup at a guy in the bar. She showed up to meet him.
He like invited us to meet him out. And then I ended up, which is why like we kind of like are regulating our drinking because I just like it's gotten out of control. But like I was like pretty fucked up. So then, and I didn't want to like not pay attention to Brianna because sometimes when I'm like with a guy out, I'll completely disregard that Brianna's even there. So I was trying to balance the two, but then
but she was balancing too much, and she's like, "Follow me to the bathroom." And I'm like, "I'm good, dude. Leave me alone."
Oh. So then he thought that I wasn't interested, even though like I went there to meet him.
Yeah, but then she's also like fucking with some other guy. Like she got off the rails. She got distracted.
I got derailed pretty quickly, and then I look over and he's talking to some other bitch, and I would
to some shock that she's ignored him for an hour.
He was talking to somebody else, and I literally I saw red. So now I'm at the bar and I can like see him talking to this girl and
throwing stuff at him.
I'm just throwing shit at him, and like one of the cups knocks his own drink out of his hand.
It was sick. Yeah,
accuracy.
It was so accurate. It was awesome. It didn't scare him off. No. He's still around, and we're gonna go. We're hang out with him in a month.
Yeah, we're gonna go see him next month.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you can't fucking handle it, if you can't take it,
don't be a bitch. Whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I think if I saw a girl doing that, like I would know it's fun and games, unless you're like sincerely toxic. But I wouldn't think that.
No, because I'm actually not.
Because you're playful. You're playful. Yeah.
And like I'm not actually toxic in real life. Like I'm a lover.
No, you're not. No, actually.
Your dog's like the biggest lover in the world. Like I couldn't see you being like you and your dog are like this. You know what I mean? So it's like
dumb. But okay, next question, Bri.
Okay, up next. we wrote down reminisce on hangout. So
this is good.
You're kicking it. And then they leave or whatever. Because I feel like for girls will like get in their car and they'll put some fucking music on and they'll like drive home all like whatever. I don't fucking do that.
I don't fucking do that.
Literally just did that.
Yeah.
But do guys like, do you like think back on it or like they walk out the door and it's like,
over the head.
Tacos, like something completely.
I put on Big Time Rush and eat tacos.
Yo.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Big Time Rush is crazy.
No, guys definitely do. Like, are you talking about after the hangout when they like whip home or like you leave or something?
Yeah, like are you still thinking about?
Yeah.
Are you thinking back?
We'll sit and debrief for like 2 hours and then we'll just go back and forth. No, we don't.
Like girls have team meetings, right? Like you guys have like your little like best friend or something that you guys like chatted up.
Well, but ours is like graphic though. Ours isn't like oh my god, and then it's like yo.
It is so word for word, move for move, and it's like we don't even respond to the other one. One person will say it and be like oh, and then I'll go and say something, and then she'll go like it's.
Yeah, I think girls' locker room talk might be like more like gory than guys.
It's graphic.
It is 1,000%.
I lived with, girls before. I've obviously, seen my friends and their girlfriends and like how they hang out with and just, being around even you guys. You know what I mean? It's like you just hear how like fun you guys actually are behind closed doors. And I don't mean gory in like a negative way. I mean like I would never expect them to have that much fun in a conversation, like fine detail. Like, I might tell my homie what I did. Y'all tell him what you did in the what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you cannot miss a beat. She has to know.
Time, effort, it's all graded, fellas.
Oh,
like,
just
get your shit together. Like,
yeah, it is.
Graded is the best way to put it.
It is
like,
graded.
And it could be one tiny thing, and we're both like, oh.
Have you guys ever had like an F?
Quarter-length shirt.
Have you guys ever had an F? Like graded somebody an F? Like you fucking failed. Like not even D, C, B. Like B is actually pretty good. Not like C- or like D. Like I'm talking like
B's
F.
good. Honestly, C is like okay too.
C's average. So like 75, right? So if you were to get like, if you had average hookup, that's a C.
God, an F.
I'm trying to.
All right, let me ask you then. Have you had more closer to A or closer to F in your life?
I feel like I've had closer to B, A, honestly.
Yeah, I can't significantly remember something that like I went home and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
So bad.
Because even if it's bad, sometimes it makes a good story.
I don't know why that was maybe like, what the You're like driving them.
What the fuck was that?
Wait, I think I'm gonna be sick.
No, because it's always a good story, like no matter what. Like even if like I had to have told you about this story that the one kid farted during it.
What?
What?
Dude.
Like not even like your relationship, like somebody just did that like
Wait.
Silence is crazy.
I think so. Actually, it's jogging something.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
It was like mid like
Wait, like,
session.
can we ask like can I ask like the fine details?
Yeah.
What position is he in to where he's just like ripping one like that?
I'm
like where are
no,
you?
listen.
Where you just, like,
and the worst part
where she is like
no, the worst part is I didn't hear it.
oh shit, you smelt it? That's even worse, bro.
I didn't hear it. I smelled it. That's how I fucking knew.
That's
and it wasn't
crazy.
like a. Is it maybe? It was like. Yeah. So I was flat back on
like
the
I'm
bed.
just thinking like if you were down there closer to the equator,
I wasn't.
like you would
And it just
no.
He fucking nuked their shit, bro. Like,
he was standing up and I was flat on the bed. So like are you understand? Like basically
standing. Yeah.
her rump's to the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
He's standing.
Shit his pants.
He fucking dude. He got that. He got that relief when he stood.
We had dinner earlier, and I think that's why.
Bro. You had dinner what?
We had dinner earlier, and I think that's why we were.
Was it like a first
no,
date thing, or was it a boyfriend?
It wasn't a boyfriend. It was like someone I had hung out with a couple times.
Because if it's like a boyfriend, like that can slide.
He's probably like.
I can't even imagine.
He's like that one big gulp, like. He's sitting there. He's like,
oh my god.
He's like, we should do that position where you like hold your nose.
We should do that thing in.
Hey,
you want to do the scuba diver? Like,
he just fucking.
Hey, don't breathe, real quick.
Got your nose.
Completely knocks me out. Yeah.
It's like, you ever tried goggles? Like, you're fucking snorkeling. You're like,
I don't even know how I got into telling that story.
I know.
I don't either, but I'm happy you did.
10 minutes left.
Okay.
The next one, this is specifically for us. Your take on women like dressing kind of as men. How we kind of dress sometimes.
That can be swaggy. I love fashion. I mean, a lot of people.
What if it's not quite fashion? What if it's just
we keep wearing these like Carhartt men's jeans with
and
like
tunics. We call them tunics.
No, not together. We wear tunics separately. A tunic is like a really
The tunic is our day wear. Yeah, it's a really big long t-shirt.
Carhartt pants.
They're like really
Nothing wrong
baggy
with that.
Carhartt pants, and then we'll wear like a chain
Dickies
wallet.
chain wallet.
And then a big belt buckle.
You guys are straight out of Skate 3.
And a ball cap.
And a ball cap. Yeah, but then you have the titties out. So it's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys took like the swag of hip hop and made it like fashionable.
And it's like kind of.
You're a stylist.
Yeah.
Like, I trust your style. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
cool.
If you're,
so we're good.
Yeah, if you're dressing some shit, that's swaggy.
I would never let us look that dumb. The only thing that is questionable is when we wear the tunics. It's literally like giant, and we wear them to the gym.
You guys are literally yin and yang, like Italian right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to
I can't tell if you run like an Italian like mob drug cartel or if you're like professional women soccer players or something. Like
either of those things are sick.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade from what we currently are.
Yeah.
So
actually.
okay, good to know. women dressing as men, it is in. It is hot.
It could be swaggy, especially if you got like
swaggy.
a Y2K touch on it.
This is a question for me personally. Women with big feet.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? This one comes directly from her.
Relax, Bigfoot.
Hey, wait a minute.
I mean, I don't have a foot fetish, so I guess if you had big feet, I'm not like gonna be like, oh.
And you know, I think if someone did have a foot fetish, they would be into it.
They might like.
They probably would actually
more
like
surface
that
area.
at that
Now, have
point.
you ever seen a?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's like they're already like into it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna like back off.
More
It's like, think about it. This is how I think about it. Ready? If a guy is into ass or titties, and you have big ass and titties, he might like big ass and
likes
titties.
it.
Same.
I'm just thinking, but like if you have small
Yeah.
ass or titties, he might like smaller ass or titties.
Yeah.
It's to each their own. It's preference.
Okay.
So if you have big feet, he might like that.
Big
if you have
feet,
small
not
feet,
off
he
the
might like that.
table.
Not off the table.
Yeah.
We're in the fucking clear, baby.
Yeah.
They're definitely on the table.
Hey, the big fucking feet. Oh,
It's a funny question.
now this is a
Bri, are you like packing downstairs or something?
packing. Yeah, I mean,
Really? I don't think you have big feet.
they're like a size 9
For women's?
and a half.
Women's though?
Okay, it's a 10.
sometimes
Okay, it's a 10.
Like a woman's?
Women's,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
women's
That's
9 and a
that's
half.
Like a men's 8, that's still like almost grade school.
Yeah,
That's not, yeah.
but
I thought you were going to have
hey,
like,
they're not too big.
Yeah.
They're just big enough.
Yeah.
This one's kind of nice. Maybe not nice for right now particularly, but
Okay.
in today's day and age, is love dead?
And we're fine.
Today's day, definitely not. Just maybe in the city. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Get out of the cities.
Gotta get out of the city.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's about what you consume. You know what I mean? Like, love's dead if what you're consuming is going against everything that love is. Like, if what you're doing is like, fuck bitches, get money, disregard this, you know, be disrespectful, do that. It's like, yeah, love's gonna be dead. Like, love's only dead if it's dead inside your heart.
If you want it to be dead, if you want to try and have it, you
Yeah.
can find it, and you can try and find it.
I literally think you attract what you are. So if you can't find love within here first, find God. So it's like,
Thong
yeah,
sticking out. Sorry.
yeah.
No, I was looking at you because you like don't want to love anybody. So
I think that's a personal choice though. Like, you can, like, there's a difference between not having love in your heart, which stops you from finding love, and then there's people who have been hurt and like either A, don't believe in it, or B, shut that out because they don't want to deal with the same hurt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I'll all day
I've talked to you about it a bit.
Yeah. I'm terrified of it, and I'll like be like, no, I don't like need it, and I don't want it, and I'm not gonna ever and I just, you know, I'm too fucked up for it, and then I'm
Some guys
like at
gonna
the end
love
of the
you.
day, like, anyone gonna love me?
yeah.
Well,
I'm unlovable.
we talk about God first, and like we
Yeah.
talk about being like so dirty that like, God still loves you regardless.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a man one day, maybe a man of God, hopefully, for your sake. You know what I mean? That loves you regardless of anything, wholeheartedly, and then you're gonna feel something that you've never felt before, and you're gonna think like, I didn't even love anybody else. It's like I love with no wall in front of me, because I believe if I take past things into a future thing, then I'm not giving them the best version of me. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get hurt. I've been hurt, but it's like, I would rather, honestly, like, it sounds crazy, I'd rather get hurt knowing I gave somebody my all, good and horrible.
Yeah.
Rather get hurt than just always be on the surface level, be
Yeah.
like, at least I didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel the same way.
I'd rather have someone see all my flaws, my scars, think I'm, you know, a bad person at that point, and know that they loved me deeply and I love them deeply. Know that there was something beyond surface level. Because in this world, everything's surface level. So regardless of what someone has to think after, like, as long as I could share a good time with you and I, like, you know, whatever happened, that's the past. Move forward.
Yeah.
Like, I think whatever happened in your past, like, I know a bit, but not the whole thing. Moving forward, you eventually will be in a place in your own heart where you're so ready to just not be loved, but love.
Yeah.
And once you're ready to love, you're going to be loved. That's what I think.
Whoa. Huh.
Yeah. Because so many people want love and like,
Everyone wants love,
Yeah.
dude. I don't care. If I'm saying
you
it,
don't, you're
everyone
lying.
you're
fucking,
lying. Everyone is going to like,
everyone wants it.
it's like God too. Most people ask like, what can God do for me? And not what can I do for God? Like, instead of like, what can love do for me? What can I do for love?
Yeah.
Like, you see it that way. God is
Oh,
love.
yeah.
It's like, once you see it that way, like, your life will change.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that with me.
You should.
Really think on that.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of takeaways from this.
There's a lot of takeaways from this.
Me too.
I hope you guys got a lot of takeaways from this.
I hope someone out there is probably like, this guy's a idiot.
That's because you don't know him.
Yeah.
Hey, watch
That
back.
guy's gonna be missing.
Take the
14.
lessons with you. Christian hits.
I'll put my beats up.
So, I mean, 5 minutes left. I feel like, do you want to just go to?
Wait, what about that?
Oh, you want? Oh, you're for wondering what's on the table, huh?
Yeah. What is that? Do you guys have notes or?
Go ahead. Give it a peek.
No. It's a diagram that we've brought from home that we've been we've
been sitting on it for a few months now.
Yeah, and we've been showing it to our close comrades because we can't make heads or tails of it.
Is it a volcano?
Yeah.
So the specifics of this are centered around the dark mass at the bottom. Now, if you go ahead and flip the diagram upside down for me, I just want to know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the dark mass is in fact
right here. I'm making sure.
It's a bushel of pubes. And now I get like, haha, but like imagine that.
I get it, haha.
Imagine that, but everything else completely clean shaved, but that left about like, I would say like a week's worth of growth, okay?
And you shaved everything else around
but everything else is clean shaven.
Okay, can I ask a question?
And
you guys know what the landing strip is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a landing strip?
Not a landing strip.
But like a
but
highway.
It was horizontal.
So it's a highway, not a landing strip.
A mini highway.
It wasn't
so it's a side street.
A bushel side street.
It was
a cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac, yeah. Cul-de-sac.
But it wasn't even like a straight line. Like it was definitely like a rounded patch.
A bushel.
But like.
So we had like a little oval.
Beneath and above were both.
Is this based on a true story?
This is based on a true story.
So there's some guy had everything shaved,
besides
clean,
that.
except this little oval of like, maybe a couple inches wide.
Yes. Can we ask?
Man, that's fucking unique.
But like, why and for what? And is that normal? And has anybody seen? Has anyone seen this before?
Or are you doing this yourself?
Am I still holding it here? He's like, was he like?
Do you see how like crumpled up this paper is? Because it's been to so many different places.
Was he like abstract?
He's an artist, yeah.
That's what my thing is because
creative
artists
like,
do like they maybe
artist,
they have.
I mean like your kind of artist, like musician.
He's a really sensitive boy.
Speaking for myself. I'm not rocking that, so I don't know if I'm claiming artist on that. He's an artist. I'm definitely not one. Yeah. If he's an artist, I'm a carpenter. You know what I mean? I'm something far away from that.
Yeah, that ain't. No.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We have no answers on that.
No.
I think that's
each their own.
That's one in a million.
It was 1 in a million.
That might be 1 in a billion.
That might.
It happened to me.
You may have found the one.
I wonder what he did. Like,
wild.
did he line his dick up? Like clippers and all.
Dude, I don't know.
Scissor over comb.
But I remember like vaguely like what?
Yeah, in the midst of
this?
it. Yeah.
And I came home and I drew
Did you find yourself staring a lot?
Yes.
At it.
I feel like
I couldn't look away.
I would yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not to judge anyone, like I said, but I feel like I would have been caught off guard. And not even staring in a judgmental way, but in like am I really seeing what I'm seeing?
I was perplexed.
Great word.
Thank you.
One time I
What?
One time
I opened my mouth and I regret opening my mouth and I wish to not share anymore, but I have to.
Let's go.
I shaved like my partner's initials and my I was like,
how do you get that
I was
accurate?
Young.
Really?
Did she just say I was 7?
No, she was gonna say I was 17. And how the fuck?
Oh, I was like, Bri, what the fuck?
How does that make it better? I don't think it does. Because who was it? What were the initials?
I was worried about fucking calculus when I was 17.
What the fucking initials were right now.
I swear to God.
Was it JK?
No, I don't think
Wait, Bri, how old were you?
17. She said 17.
I made that
You
up.
started with a 7.
I don't remember how old I was.
18.
I hope so.
My mind wasn't. I don't want to talk about 7-year-olds.
No, we're not talking
So,
about.
hey,
Well, that's
we're
why I was
cutting
cutting
that entire clip.
Yeah.
Cut that clip.
Yeah, let's cut all of that. All of that.
Can we cut the whole thing?
Okay, so you were an adult. You were 18.
The whole thing.
Yeah, honestly, we should probably cut that.
We're gonna cut.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut the whole thing.
Yeah,
we're gonna move on to the ending question.
Beautiful.
The last question.
Okay. Wait.
Which I think we need to discuss first really quick. So we have 1 minute. How do you on the painting? Or like the, how much?
Okay, this is so stupid. So we've always played this game
With each other.
And I invented the game, I would say.
Probably.
And I always do this with people, and I'll be like, we'll be driving or we'll be walking, and I'll see something, and I'll be like, how much you should be paid to do something, and then they'll say the number, and I'll be like, no, but you can't. And there's always stipulations to it.
Like the other day we were driving, and I was like, how much to eat it? Like, how much to eat a full whatever at that place and whatever. And then she goes, how much to wear? And it was like this,
we drove past a boutique,
like an old women's boutique, and she's like, how much to wear an entire outfit head to toe? Like we're so annoying, and it's not like you're not gonna think it's as funny as we do, but like it's so fucking funny when we do it. So we want to play that game
with you.
It's just a random task. Like I got to put a price on the table.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Yes. Okay, so
like
and then we were like
thinking.
We were thinking about like facts that we know about you, and I know that you enjoy Panda Express like almost every day.
I love it. I love it.
So then I started thinking about what's the worst thing on the menu, right? And I was like, okay, and it's something shrimp related. I have to assume.
I love shrimp. I get the shrimp when I go.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honey walnut shrimp. Go to Panda Express. It's not sponsored. Get the honey walnut shrimp. You'll thank me later.
Oh my god. It
chalked it out right there.
Completely destroys
the orange
everything.
chicken's gas too.
No, I was gonna ask you for the rest of your life, at least once a day, you have to only eat the shrimp like dish from Panda Express, and how much you have to be paid to do it.
Unflavored.
I'll pay to do it.
The fuck? Did you just ruined everything because you're the only person in the whole world who likes seafood from Panda Express?
You guys know though that I'm like the least picky eater. Like I eat everything in sight.
Damn. Well, you ruined our question.
Crazy.
But the point is, it's a fun game that we like to play.
Damn, I looked up worst thing at Panda Express, and all the questions are, why do I feel sick after eating Panda Express?
Yeah, dude. I've
unhealthy
definitely felt sick.
Hell yeah.
Why is Panda Express being stupid?
I'm gonna have a stomach ache.
Okay. We have to wrap it up. Well, whatever. Next guest we have, that game's gonna fucking work because they're not gonna be a freak like you. Okay, well, you guys, we hope that you enjoyed this. We had a shitload of fun, honestly.
I had so much fun. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. And I hope you
everyone
have a newfound love for our good friend Christian, because we have so much love.
I love you.
Train.
His twin brother Will, if you're listening to this, we're talking about you.
Train.
And the train.
He has a girlfriend.
Oh no, yeah, we're just kidding.
Mind. Forget it.
We'll cut that part.
Cut it. You need to.
Okay, anyways, thank you. We love you guys.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.